Have you ever checked your bank accounts and wondered, where did all my money go? I know that feeling all too well. There was a time when paying day was my favorite day of the month. I see my salary arrive, breathe a sigh of relief, and tell myself, this month will be different. But somehow, within a week or two, my account balance will shrink so much that I will start counting the days until the next paycheck. I wasn't buying designer clothes. I wasn't driving luxury car. I wasn't taking expensive vacations. I wasn't living a glamorous lifestyle. So why did I always feel broke? For months, I blame everything else. I blame inflation. I blame rising food prices. I blame utility bills. I blame my income. And while those things were real, I eventually realized something uncomfortable. The biggest problem wasn't how much I earned. It was how little attention I paid to where my money went. That realization completely changed my financial life. One evening, I sat down with a notebook, my banking app, and every receipt I could find, and made a simple challenge for myself. For the next 30 days, I would track every single dollar I spent. Not just the big expenses, everything from coffee, snacks, online shopping, transportation, streaming subscriptions, late night food deliveries. Even the small purchases I normally ignore because they seem too cheap to matter. At first, I felt annoying, but after just 1 week, I noticed something surprising. My money wasn't disappearing because of one huge purchase. It was disappearing through hundreds of tiny decisions. $5 here, $10 there, $20 on something I didn't even remember buying. Individually, they didn't seem important. Together, they were costing me hundreds of dollars every month. That was when I made a decision. I wasn't going to make my life miserable. I wasn't going to stop enjoying life. I wasn't going to live on instant noodles. Instead, I would only move the expenses that added little or no happiness to my life. The first thing I changed was eating out. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't you ever get me wrong, right? I still enjoy restaurants, but I realized I had been paying for convenience more than enjoyment. Sometimes I order food simply because I didn't feel like cooking, not because I actually wanted restaurant food. So I started meals planning. Every Sunday, I prepare meals for several days. It wasn't perfect. Some weeks I skipped it, but even doing it most of the time reduced my food expenses dramatically. The second thing I did was cancel subscriptions. This one was embarrassing. I discovered I was paying for services I hadn't used in months. Some subscriptions renew automatically. Others I had completely forgotten about. One by one, I canceled everything I didn't truly need. It felt like giving myself an instant raise. Then I tackled impulse shopping. This was harder than I expected. Have you ever opened an online shopping app just to browse and somehow ended up buying 3 things you never planned to buy? That used to be me. So I created one simple rule, the 24 hours rule. Whenever I wanted something that wasn't essential, I waited only full day before buying it. If I still wanted it after 24 hours, I would think about buying it. No. But something amazing happened. Most of the time, I completely forgot about it. That told me I never really wanted it in the first place. Another habit I changed was grocery shopping. Before entering the store, I made a list and I promised myself I will only buy what was on the list. This one habit saved me from filling my cart with snacks, drinks, and random items that look exciting in the moment. I also learned to compare prices. Not because I wanted to become obsessed with saving every penny, but because spending 5 extra minutes comparing prices often saved me a surprising amount over time. Another major reason came from social media. I realized many of my purchases weren't inspired by need, they were inspired by comparison. I'll see someone with a new phone, suddenly my phone felt old. I'll see someone on vacation, suddenly I want to travel immediately. I'll watch influencers showing expensive products, suddenly I convinced myself I needed them too. The truth is, comparison is expensive, quite expensive. The moment I stopped trying to keep up with everyone else, saving money became much easier. One of the biggest mindset shifts happened when I stopped asking, can I afford this? I stopped asking myself this question. Instead, I started asking myself, is it worth trading hours of my life for? Yes, you need to change how you ask yourself question. Think about that. Every purchases represent time you spent working. 100,000 purchase isn't just 100,000. It's several hours or even days of your life. When I started looking at money that way, my spending habits changed naturally. I also learned that saving money doesn't mean saying no to everything. I still bought things I genuinely love. I still enjoy outing with friends. I still treated myself occasionally. The difference was intentionality. Every dollar has a purpose. Nothing happened automatically anymore. 3 months later, I compared my spending to previous months. I couldn't believe it. My monthly expenses had dropped by around 40%. The funny part, I never felt deprived. In fact, I felt more relaxed than ever. I wasn't constantly worried about unexpected bills. I finally had money left over at the end of the month. I started building an emergency fund. For the first time in years, money stopped controlling me. I started controlling my money. You need to do so for yourself. You need to start controlling your own money. And here is something nobody talks about. Saving money isn't just about having more cash. It's about reducing stress. It's about sleeping better. It's about knowing you can handle life surprises. It's about having choices. If you've been feeling stuck financially, remember this. You don't have to change everything overnight. Start with one habit. Track your spending for 1 month. Cook one more meal at home each week. Cook one more meal at home each week and store in the fridge. Cancel one subscription. Wait 24 hours before making your next impulse buying or impulse purchasing. Small action repeated consistently creates life-changing results. You don't need to be rich to start managing your money wisely. You simply need to become intentional. The goal isn't to look wealthy. Listen up again. The goal is not to look wealthy. The goal is to build real financial freedom. And financial freedom doesn't happen because you earn more. No, it happens because you learn to keep more of what you earn. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe to Financial Crystal and turn on notification. Every week, I will share practical money tips, budget strategies, saving challenges, and simple ways to build lasting wealth. Until next time, remember this: every dollar you save today is a step closer to the life you truly want. The goal is what? Drop it in the comment section. The goal is what? For me, is to be rich, not to look rich. Thank you and see you in my next video.